Harry Daniel, an ex-GB player himself and an expert on the subject. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say. Harry, how are you feeling about the match today?
I am very excited about this game. Great Britain and France are defined as the two European greats. These are the same two teams that collided in 2022. In well, not the same, but similar teams who collided in Mulhouse, which in this age category was a GB victory. And I'm sure this is something GB will try to replicate. But France are one of the powerful nations in this tournament. We should not underestimate them at all. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a proper good game, I think.
Fantastic. So the team lineup is fantastic, and you're aware of the under-19 team pretty closely, aren't you? Are there any kind of up-and-coming faces that we should be looking out for today?
Well, the one that would stand out would be the captain, Henry Gilbert. At such a young age, he's already rising the ranks of Team Southwest, his local team. He's captained He captained Great Britain in Mulhouse as well, and he is truly one of Britain's truly exciting young players. Um, I would also give a quick shout out to Adam Thetford as well, the vice captain. He's his exceptional size, his arm length, truly help him control the game from that centre position. Um, truly, truly got some good players in here. Christian Macy, Lauren Dye. We've got some big names squad, definitely.
Cut out a bit for a second there, Harry, but it's definitely a very exciting game to look into. I'd say, in terms of, we talked a bit before about score predictions and how we kind of line that up. What are we thinking? Because I'm thinking that even though the GB team is working diligently for a long time now in order to overcome the French opponents, I'm not entirely sure whether I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it, but it's going to be a close one, I'd say. And we're just coming through with the full team list now. Again, some really kind of big names here. Exactly.
Yeah,
Are we going
yes, from both sides. Definitely going to be an exciting game. If I were to make a prediction, I do think it will be close, and I do think it will be one of the more lower score games. You tend to get lower scores as the teams improve. I would say I would predict maybe 2-1 to Great Britain. That would
for
be my
sure?
prediction.
I think we'll win like 3-2. It seems that kind of game because these teams are going to characterise being similar tier, but the French team can be vicious at times, and I'm excited to see that. But it's all about how that turns around the second half because we can see that can change everything there. But so, what did you say? Did you say 2-1? Was it? What was your score?
Yes. Yeah, 2-1 is what I'm
2-1.
saying.
Okay. So predicting a win. Here we go. Just lining up now. And we're seeing the coaches in the full lineup for the French team, for the GB team. Apologies. Right. Yes.
Full lineups here. Um, Alfie Copeland and Magnus Gowland being the Scottish representatives on this team. Harry Walker, son of Gordon Walker, who has captained Great Britain before, coming in here with some big names. Harry Taylor, another fellow Yorkshire player. We've got Adam Thetford. He's a brilliant player with hitting that centre position. And it looks like 1 minute left until the full strike. Um, GB under 19 men, particular, are known for a comeback crew. If there's any team that will give a full game resilience and determination, then these boys, they're the squad. Very exciting looking at this now.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, we're just about to go into the start of the game now. But yes,
Alex, do you have any score predictions?
I'm loving that at about 3-2. I'd say, but I think I reckon it's gonna be one of those games where it's really tight in the first half, and then it kind of smooths out a bit in the kind of the halfway through the second half, and then it's going to be that last goal that will take it. That's the kind of game that we expect of them, isn't it? That's their typical format, kind of bringing it back and keeping that resilience throughout. But we'll see. Really all depends. And we're just about to start now.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, we'll see the first strike. How are they going to do? Oh,
It's very even. Lawrence Nadai leading the strike for Great Britain. Absolutely. Initial drive here from France, but they've got a long way to go as it's cleared to the far side wall.
Harry, what would you say the significance is of using the wall and kind of strategically in these kind of games for the viewers at home?
The walls. If the puck is on the wall, then there is only 3 directions it can go: forwards, backwards, and to the other side. Whereas there's many more directions it can go in the mid of the pool. So it's common knowledge that wall is more defensive, and in the centre it's more attacking. And this is a common theme that you will see in these high-level games, where switches and wall drives are so important. And there's been a big France drive here on this far side wall again. Great Britain defensive rotations have taken a while, but they have now got there. And this is looking to be a very scrappy game from the start.
Absolutely. Is that a referee set there? Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that goes.
We have started with Great Britain on the back foot here, definitely.
For sure. Cruising through there. We're back through.
Great Britain drive still on this far side wall. France now are trying to get the puck into the centre of the pool, trying to attack. But Great Britain have hit them back.
Absolutely. I think that's a ref call there, but we'll see. Here we go. Really scrappy there. Just
Puck's
wrestling
now
for
in the
it.
Great Britain corner. The French are really unrelenting in such an attack, and the puck's in the centre of the goal.
That is superb.
It looks
pushing to the corner,
and it's been expertly defended by Henry Gilbert there.
Nice twist around getting out of the corner space. That could have really put them in a pickle, but they are back up into the wall like we talked about.
The French try and put it back into the centre, only for Lawrence Nadai to intercept.
It's a lovely bit of gameplay here. I'm liking it.
And now it's about keeping that. This puck needs to remain in the corner for now for Great Britain.
Absolutely. It's to their advantage to stall and use that to get away. Oh, they really are just trying to take everything they can because they're so close. There we go. Bit of space there. But we'll see what that gets them.
These defensive rotations, now that we're in our third, it looks like there's only one man down on the close wall channel, and there should always be at least 2. It's not ideal play from Great Britain, but we now do have a defensive free puck.
Yes. Hooking it round there. It's a bit more supported than we were before, which is good.
Yeah. Harry Taylor trying to drive, but he's lost the puck.
That clash, just the speed of it. We're getting a lovely look into the pinnacle of the sport here. But you can really see them bashing for it. I think they will pay the price for that later on, just with these constant dives and constant struggles for it. It really just comes down to the fittest team, but they keep getting stalled. There we go.
Whether it's British speed or French fitness that will lose first, it's unclear. Harry Taylor takes the free puck. He has just been smashed by the French, and Henry Gilbert tries to cover.
That's a massive bit of space the French have managed to take there. We've got it more into the middle, and that could have been a clean shot.
The play has been switched again. It's looking very dangerous.
Oh,
has been a breakaway.
Had to tussle for that. Just really shove against that wall. Literally just that kind of jab there. You can see this is. You can kind of see how this first half is gonna form now. I'm moving a bit
This
out
is
into the
all.
space.
This is all about how many. This is all about how many bodies on the bottom GB can pull out now as they grind this French team down.
Is that 3 substitutions from the GB side there?
You
Okay,
famously have to substitute as much as possible. The guy fresh is always has more fitness than you do.
exactly. Which I would say is something that people don't really know much about. Octopush in particular, which becomes incredibly important at this level, is just on the fly switching constantly. Really, really pushing for it there. And take a look at that, then it's just back and forth in this middle section, isn't it?
This France team really do know what they're doing. They have a plan, and that plan is attack. 45 turn, 45 turn. And the defensive rotations have kept up for a while, but they might not be able to sustain it. There's a very, very close effort by France.
Absolutely.
The puck is still in the centre of the goal. There's still danger. Great Britain somehow saving it, and the France have got it.
Oh God,
That looks like it's the sign of a French goal.
that was one clean flick there at the end. Really undefended. You'd expected them to have kind of really been pushed into a clash right at the goal, but that was pretty open. They managed to break through solidly there, and we've got a reset.
No, it's called as a no goal.
No goal.
Great Britain having the free puck.
It's not boding well for Great Britain at this time, but hoping to see a bit of a difference as we move through this first half.
The
Out.
puck is yet again on our side wall.
We have a ref call there. It's a free puck.
Not clear which way.
Dividing
It
the line
is
there.
for Great Britain.
Okay. Really pushing into space. Maybe take it to the wall. Oh, that's a nice swim.
Oh, that was a wonderful swim by Lawrence Nadai there.
That is
He's
lovely.
still going. He's past 2 of the French.
That's really
Now Great Britain can counter.
push him into the corner there. They're just stalling now.
The puck is on the puck is in the French half for the first time this game.
They're going
French
to
have
use
got
that.
past Alfie Copland.
They are absolutely determined to keep that push through from Lawrence there, but another ref call may put that in jeopardy.
Free puck against Great Britain, but the puck is in the French half for the first time in 8 minutes. France take, and they are not messing around. Straight through.
Oh,
But they can't quite get through Great Britain. The puck's in the centre of the goal. This can be it.
again, right up to the wall there. That's another call. And you see even more substitutions there. This is pivotal to be using that to make sure each player is completely fresh. And that's a white timeout. France is seeing what they need to do
France has a timeout.
to lock in this first half.
If there is anyone in underwater hockey history to give you a 1 minute little talk, Bernie Tarling's the man. This Great Britain side, they've finally got on the offensive. Now is where their fitness comes in. Now the French are grinded down. Can this be the chance for Great Britain?
May possibly be. There's another substitution there. I'll see whether that makes a difference here. Alright. Only 10 more seconds there. It seems like a long time, it's nothing in the scope of this game. And we'll see with this equal puck. Let's see how we do.
France to take the free puck, getting it straight on the wall.
Really pushing it out there.
Play has been switched now. It's unclear to see which side this will benefit.
Getting right up into that corner now.
Looks like the French have grinded down on this far side wall. They're getting it into the opposition third. France is one switch away from going 1-0 up.
They really could break through there. How do you say the teams compare in terms of bodies on the water at this stage?
Bodies on the water, it's been quite even. It's been French speed that have been winning the day. France desperately trying to get this play switched, and it looks like they've managed to get the puck in the centre of the goal.
That's a clean
Great
shot.
Britain driving in.
Right into it. Oh, God, that must be a goal
It's
there.
a very dangerous area, and it looks like it's been a French goal.
It's a French goal there. Will that be called? Let's see, you got it.
It is a French goal. It's
It
a French
is.
goal.
That is a real shame. Let's see. That was...
Wait, what? It's a Great Britain goal.
Must be mistaken there. It's Great Britain goal. How they confirmed. But
Wait, hang on. What? It looks like there has been an own goal for France. Lawrence Nadai putting it in his own net, unfortunately.
that is a real tough one. We don't see that often, do we? It must be in that final scrap there.
Yes, it can happen. Even the greats score on goals. Tom Pitchforth famously scored an own goal in the finals that put Yorkshire 3-2 down against Southsea.
That is a brutal one. Especially since we saw that fantastic push from Lawrence earlier in the game. Which saw him take most of the ball up into the French quarter for the first time. So doing goal there is a tough one, but there's no reason why they can't lock in now. It's only 1-0, and there's more than enough time for Britain to break even by the time we get to half time. Okay.
Still 4 minutes, but basically left in this half. Still a very scrappy game. Still a full-on wall game.
You can really see
France are just too good right now at driving the puck forward. The rotations just can't handle the strides that this France team takes.
If we compare this, say, to the Malaysia match from yesterday, effectively this is the opposite kind of game. Because before you could see them kind of by the GB team by the second half, the under-24s, they were kind of more relaxed into it. You could see the kind of the smoothness of their flicks kind of stretching out a bit more as they knew that they were solidly ahead of the Malaysians. But there's none of that calm in this match at all. It's very scrappy, as we've said, and we have to fight for every single interaction, which is why we're seeing a lot of substitutions, as it's just tiring them out. And that's what's going to make the second half even more interesting. So I'd stay tuned for that one. We will see.
These are the two teams that have truly grinded each other down. They're very, unlike the game we saw yesterday, these are two very even teams. There's not much room in it for skill and little flicks. It's all just who can swim down the hardest, who can push the puck the furthest. And the puck is again in the French half, again in the French third. Currently in the corner. Great Britain are one switch away from a goal.
It really takes one decisive move through. But in this corner, the compact space really makes it tough to kind of get out of it. It just takes speed and that kind of aggression to make the difference. But it can all happen in an instant in those moments, especially in the corner. Back into the middle now. Alfie Copland's out, which may put us at number 2, put us a 5v6 for this last minute and a half.
Britain, a defender is one of the worst players for you to lose.
So we can see a lovely
now GB are just going to have to hold on for this minute.
That brilliant aerial flick there. Okay.
That's number 7. That's Dan Wilcock trying to get it out of the corner there.
Really push it through. That's a clean one. Okay, and really just kind of toughing it out in this middle third. Gonna push up against that wall and trying to stall as long as possible. Do you reckon that France is trying to just eke it out for this first half of that to finish? Which maybe
France will love to see the halftime buzzer go. Being 1-0 up at halftime, that is not an absolute guarantee of victory, but it is positive.
It's a good place to be in, and it's looking like not much is going to happen for the half. But we've got a black timeout, which will stretch it ever so slightly into the half time. But it's the black timeout, and Great Britain's obviously trying to get a bit of extra time to recover and see what they can do. Harry, what can you imagine these kind of mid match conversations are probably looking like for Great Britain?
Well, most of the game as right now has been dominated by France. It's their game. It's their drives. It's their 45s. Great Britain not executing any kind of game plan short of their rotations. There's been no 2-on-1s. There's been no switches. There's been no offensive play from Great Britain. Second half is their time to come back. They beat this French team on fitness, and they're going to prove that in the second half. I'm sure they'll get another goal back.
And viewers joining in now may have missed your earlier comment about how this under-19 team is characterised by their ability to pull it back in the second half as well, which is very exciting. But there we are, half-time. There we go. So, Harry, how are we feeling? It's tough.
Well, you always have hope, but you always go into it uneasy when you're down in the first half. It's still anyone's game. The scoreline should not deceive you. It's been a very even game so far. Great Britain have had some very good moments. Harry Taylor and Henry Gilbert in an excellent defensive rotation. Some excellent swims have been done, particularly by Lawrence. Some good standout times. There's been some good drives in this team. They have just lacked the little finish at the end. This half is really going to be their half to shine, and they'll get at least one back, I'm sure.
I think, in my mind, if we look at it, there's at some point of them playing and kind of get into the rhythm of how the French playing as well, there will be a point which they hit their stride, I think, and then they'll get that kind of swing motion to it, and they'll be able to kind of lock in a bit more and get that last push, especially when they're in the corner there, and that's made that single switch to kind of get round into the goal, which will really pump up the numbers. But I don't know what's going to come first, that happening and them locking in, or them kind of being outpaced and out cardioed by the French, because you can see that they're going to hit the limits there, because we're not seeing a lot of major swims, which is telling me that it might be a tough one. But it really depends on these halftime talks and how that's developing. But
this France team, the main weakness in this France team so far has been their switches. They've been getting into the Great Britain third for the majority of this first half, but they've not been able to get the puck into the centre where it has been truly dangerous. They did once with a 45 off the wall and into a turn, and then they had a great drive, and that's how they scored that goal. This France team will need to do switches better, which is difficult when you come up against the Britain centres, when you've got Magnus Gowland and you've got Adam Thetford. You've got some good British centres keeping the French out of the middle of the pool. If the French utilise these switches and manage to get it into the centre, then they will be able to truly get We'll get more goals and they'll crumble this Great Britain team. But this is this Great Britain team's time to drive back. Their drives can be just as good. We've seen it happen already in this first half. They just need some momentum.
Absolutely. Are there any players that you feel have been underutilized so far on the GB team you'd like to see more of, that you know, or that you can identify maybe? I mean, Lawrence in particular has
I
been
don't think there's
fantastic.
anyone who's underperformed.
No,
I
but
don't
I
think
mean,
there's anyone
underutilized from a substitution perspective, as in people they'd like to see in there more, or maybe more players. But I don't know. Yeah, you go for it. Carry on what we're saying.
I would say there have been some standout players. I would say that there have been some who are definitely getting those drives in. Yeah, Henry Gilbert faces the French,
Oh,
managed to swim through.
that was a lovely curl there. I
Here's
love
Harry
that.
Taylor.
Okay, getting out from the wall there. Lovely swim.
Lawrence not being able to back tackle there. The French nearly doing a midline switch. Luckily, it's been cut out by Gilbert.
You can see just the control there. That was a swim. It was not getting down there fast enough to prevent it. We'll see.
France have now done what they did in the first half, driven it all the way to the Great Britain third. But now they're beginning to switch.
Exactly. They are just pushing that through, and you can see the
Great Britain
space.
managed to retain it, but just give possession away. And now the French have another go at getting the puck up here.
Was that a goal there? It was really unclear in the video, because that was one huge flick. No goal.
Looks
there.
like to be a no goal.
And that's a.
I didn't catch which player it was, but whichever player flicked it forward back into the French will probably get a bollocking here. The corner was the more defensive play, but giving it back to the French made them score a no goal. Harry Taylor coming in here, driving. French managed to retain the puck. And here we are. They're trying to engage the centre of the puck. Luckily, they've been cut out by Vasey.
You can really see that lightning fast moving around, just being faced with just battering. But we'll see. Okay. Take a different approach. Okay. French pushing through back into the middle. And that looks like GB possession there. That is just clear space. That's another call. A ref call there. We'll see what that happened there. But a ref call that close to the goal could be really pivotal here. But it's risky at that stage.
Team GB is still on the ropes here. They've not managed to do anything offensive. And now here is their chance, now that France go to 5 men.
Really pushing it. They could really utilise this, because there have been some times where France have just been able to kind of whip round them and use that manoeuvrability against them. But with only 5 on their team for the next, 2 minutes, that there is no excuse why Great Britain shouldn't be able to lock in.
Speaking of locking in, Great Britain have got it to the French third now.
This could be their time.
There's a free puck being called. Looks like it's against Great Britain.
That may be losing them the rest of their really precious time. The timeout from their 5v6 opportunity. But we will see. Depending on how they play this, they may be able to use it to their advantage. But it's a split-second manoeuvre.
Both teams truly smashing into each other. They're incredibly evenly matched on this wall channel right now.
This is exactly what we love to see. Hopefully not as excruciating as this. Only got 40 seconds.
Great Britain have gained ground again, but yet again they have committed another foul.
Sadly, these fouls are not helping them out. And it'll be about this time. We're approaching only 10 minutes left of the second half, meaning that it's an unfortunate time for Britain not to have got that level goal. I'll have to see whether they do because they're running out of time to push through the French defences. Another substitution there.
All right, this will be a Great Britain free puck. This is their time.
This is time to break through.
Puck being brought towards the centre.
Push it through.
Here is a great drive, and that's a great dummy.
That is a half pitch.
And this could be the drive that gets it for Great Britain.
I think that's it.
The puck right on the tin now.
We'll see the ref's decision. That must be a very close one. That was a beautiful swim. Is this it?
The puck was cleared towards the corner. What is the decision?
No goal. No goal against Great Britain, I believe.
It's a free puck for Great Britain.
And
right
timeout.
Here is we're having a timeout. This is where it gets exciting. A free puck right on the French goal, and they will be perfectly told on how to do it.
And the French team will also take a timeout because they know that this is a pivotal moment. Because 2 goals in 9 minutes, that's a bit more difficult, but if GB uses this time effectively then and levels it out, then it's all to play for. Then we're just going to see it become even scrappier in those last 5 minutes or so. But we don't know whether that's going to happen. We will see. It is entirely reasonable for them to get it now, and you can definitely picture what Bernie Talent's saying to them right now.
Okay, we're going to see 4 Great Britain players go across the line here, taking up as much space as possible. This is a real chance, and it looks like it just hasn't come of anything. France's strength simply smashing the puck towards the wall.
Gone back into that wall there.
And it looks like there's been another call.
Another call. Which may give GB another chance, but I doubt it at this stage.
There has been a player sent off, I believe. And GB will get another free puck.
Another free puck, giving them yet another chance to break through. This is unheard of, so they really need to use this. Otherwise it becomes very, very dicey, and they rely on the French tiring out from these repeated dives, or else there's no chance. See how this turns out. You see the refs creating that line across, and they're into it.
And it looks like Christian Vasey has been sent out.
Leveling it out. Leveling it out.
Now the French will counter-attack, and now the British will retain possession.
Just see there. That is yet another ref call. This is just nail-biting stuff. I'll wait for what the refs are going to say about it. Pushing it more into the GB third. And that's just nearly a 2-line swim there. And we're back towards the middle, but it's just not enough to break through.
This is yet another difficult wall battle on the far side. Now Vasey's coming back in. No, the French are coming back in. The 6v5 situation will this be the end of Great Britain? Not looking likely. The wall battle's still going on strong.
Really taking out into space. But that might be a swim. That is very, very close. You see, there's just nothing between them, and they're not forming that barrier quick enough. Bashing it in. That must have been it.
This is a very difficult situation to defend. No defender in the world wants to defend these. Puck's right in the centre. The man's being backed up. It's textbook 6v5 from the French.
Wow. That was just battering it in. And that's a black timeout.
Great Britain without their star man, Henry Gilbert, definitely going to struggle.
He's back in the set. You can see him subbed out there. And there were I would say there were opportunities there, to try and take it through, but it was just very, very close. That's 2-0.
It has been a French goal, just an unknown goal. The refs not being able to identify exactly who it was who scored, meaning that's 2 goals for France, but neither will be attributed to a player's goal tally.
That is a fascinating occurrence, isn't it? I think that if that doesn't tell you just the level of kind of these individual just crowds of players battling for it, if that doesn't tell you what this game's like, I don't know what will. But it's just indescribable. We're just going under 6 minutes now.
Well, as any coach worth their salt will tell you, it doesn't matter who scores. It just matters that you have scored and you've stuck to the plan.
Absolutely.
And here come the French again.
That strike was so in favour of the French. I didn't get a chance to mention it a second ago, but they were still on the third line when the French were already solidly taking it, controlling the puck. So, and as you see,
great British control of the game has broken down. The French just tearing through them here.
That must have been under 20 seconds from puck contact to goal there. That was brutal. And that's the third very much attributed goal in this one. That was clear.
Just a huge gap in the centre of Great Britain there. France just being able to flick the puck through and score. A terrible goal to concede. There was no man in the centre of the pool there able to stop that, leaving it to be the last defender to take it out, and the French just flicking it through. It's a terrible goal to concede.
And you can see, you can really diagnose the state of the match by the strike, because they were just able to kind of slice through on the 45 and curve it round. Not enough to make a break, but definitely indicative of where the GB team are at. 3-0.
Another British free puck. What will they make of this?
Not enough. They were trying to flick it to one of their teammates, but that was just not up to scratch yet. Bring it to their third, admittedly.
Britain's still driving. It's in the French third now. The French pushing it in towards their corner. They'll be happy with a 3-0 win. In comes Harry Taylor trying to get the puck towards the centre of the goal. Dan Wilcock unable to retain possession. French are now past Gilbert, and there was no centre. There was no central control of the game there. France just able to go on 45s and crush this British defence.
You can see the GB team just scrambling for the puck each time. And even people talk about the visibility on screen of Octopush, but really you can see as the strategy decays, just the picture that's being painted here. You can see how open it is when the defence isn't there. And you see the space that that the French have to use here. But
defensive rotations are still going for Great Britain, but their sort of central control. They need a player at the side of the puck at all times so the French don't go on 45s or switch the play. And that is what they are doing, and it's crushing them right now.
And to clarify, this is a very
Adam Thetford able to drive here.
Pair of teams. I would say that the reason the French were able to score was because, or at least prevent GB scoring, and that looks like another goal. Bringing it up to 4. So close.
And that time it was the opposite effect. There was no defensive rotation. There was no player behind the puck, which, as we all know, spells trouble. And it is disaster here as the French go 4-0 up.
Absolutely. And
A very even game for the first 20 minutes has now decayed.
let's see the strike now.
Great Britain will still be able to drive here. Will still want to go on and score, but it looks more unlikely by the second.
Absolutely. Not a bad strike at all, but nothing really that's doing the GB team any favours. They are playing fantastically well, but just that the strategy in the second half is not working in their favour. France are just very, very tight in their manoeuvres, and they always have someone backing them up, which is why when it gets to the French corner, it's just not working out for them. Those moments that should have been...
The French tenacity has meant that Britain are on the back foot for most of this game. They've not been able to... There we go. We see a 2-on-1, and now Britain can go. The
Just
first
trapped
2-on-1
in.
we've seen from them all game, most likely. Alfie Copeland desperately trying to push the puck forward. He's forced up.
Insane stuff.
Now here comes Harry Taylor.
There we go.
And this looks very dangerous for France here as Britain try and push this puck into the centre.
And again, we're in that situation.
And there has been a call.
With the corner.
There's been a call. The referees will have to reconvene to see what the call should be.
Pass that decision. This may be Britain's last chance to take one of these corners and finally break through. Perhaps not for 4 goals, but at least for 1, we will see. But if they do, it'll be incredibly tight. Back into French possession. You see,
Adam Thetford trying to get the puck into the centre. Now here comes Taylor again.
Crowd on screen in this corner. Bashing it there.
French unable to get past Alfie Copeland. And now there's a great drive into the centre by Great Britain. 24 seconds left. The French desperately try to defend.
It is tough out there. A free puck against France, I believe. No. There we go.
All right, Great Britain now really try and get one back.
15 seconds left. Come on. Have to cover back
it's always
now.
Possible.
French.
But the puck has been moved to the far side wall, and it looks like that will be the game.
That may be it. Unlucky. I'm gonna vote for a different result there, especially that final bit. I thought that was going to be it, at least for 1 goal, because I think that would have been deserved after all that. But alas,
it's difficult to pinpoint exactly where that went wrong. It was just not the day for Great Britain there. Very, very close to scoring multiple times by the end there. Just not able to take that space, just not able to flick that extra centimetre across. It was just unfortunately not their day. It's a very even game. Looks to be quite decisive in a 4-0 victory for the French. Alex, what do you think of Great Britain's performance today?
You can absolutely see how 2 teams can be pretty much absolutely level. You won't really see more than that in any kind of pair up. But there were a lot of times where either from ref calling or kind of corner moment there, like we talked about, where Great Britain could have pushed through, but I think it came down to that second half because the rate of goals did definitely increase as they went into it, and I think you can see the strategy fall through as a result of just the constant battering and conflict there. But it's not to say that the GB team didn't play well, because I think they definitely did. But the French team were just incredibly tight on their switches and their positions, which just paid off, really, especially in that last, I'd say, 15 minutes. You could probably see, do you remember after, I'd say, the second timeout, around like 10 minutes into this, 5-ish minutes in the second half? I think that was when the French realised that they could kind of get it. For me, what do you think?
I think the French have truly surprised us with their level of just unrelenting force in that game. For most of the game, the French have been driving right at this British team. They've not been able to get off the back foot for most of the game, and when
Yeah,
they have been able to, by great swims by Gilbert, Nadai, Harry Taylor, whoever it is who managed to do these swims, the puck has remained in the corner in the French corner, and they've just
yeah,
not been able to switch it. They they and that's just it. There's been no offensive manoeuvres from this Great Britain team. No 2-on-1s, no switches. They've not been allowed to because this
no,
French team have given them no space. They have hit first. They have asked questions later, and that's how they've won. They've not stopped, and fair play to them. It was a great game, and we matched them in many occasions. But France just had that extra 2% today.
it really was the extra tiny, tiny bit, because there's so many moments there where you could have seen it completely change if it's only been a tiny bit different. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow for yet another fantastic match, where I believe we'll be looking at the under 19 women's. I need to double check that, but regardless, we have a fantastic lineup of matches for you, and even more of these nail-biting moments. I've been Alex Pelling, joined by Harry Daniel, and have a fantastic night. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.